Hello, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to the Vibecast with Brent Pella. Still haven't changed the graphics. Still haven't changed the vibes. Okay, but this is the Vibecast with Brent Pella. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Fucking awesome guest today. Super stoked. My buddy Johnny Mitchell, who is a stand-up comedian and podcaster based out of LA. Johnny was on the show maybe a year ago, a little more. He did hard time in prison for marijuana trafficking back when that was bad, before it was an essential business, which it is now. I highly encourage you guys to go listen to that episode because we did a huge deep dive into his experience as a literal kingpin, a marijuana kingpin in the Pacific Northwest. We got into that in this episode just a little bit, kind of in the second half of the show. But the rest of this episode was great. We talked about everything from comedy in today's day and age. He's got some awesome insight as to kind of where we're going in terms of like consuming comedy and what the next generation's views on comedy is going to be. He's also unfiltered, and I fucking love him for it. You know, I just said the word because I was just on with Johnny Mitchell for 2 hours. And if you're not cursing after that, then are you even alive? This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Magnesium Breakthrough from Bioptimizer. It's my favorite supplement. I take it after I work out every single time without fail, and sometimes before bed because it helps me relax my stressful body. If you feel inflamed, swollen, sore after workouts or after eating a lot of pasta like I do, get Magnesium Breakthrough. Give it a shot. They'll do an awesome discount at magnesiumbreakthrough.com/Brent Pella. I can't recommend this product enough, not just because they pay me to say it, but also because I literally use it every day. So support the sponsor so they can support me and I can support you by making more cool stuff. That's how the world works, baby. Capitalism. Johnny Mitchell's story is awesome. We talk politics, comedy, but the politics we talk are hilarious. He also got a swarm of angry women all over him on Twitter and TikTok because of a stand-up clip that he put out regarding a joke he did about Lizzo. That's hilarious. And he's just a good guy. He's just a good, fun guy. We got into it on a bunch of stuff. We went deep on a bunch of stuff. And then we got into some really cool stories from his prison days. So everybody, hey, I'm going to stop talking, okay? And you guys go enjoy this episode with Johnny Mitchell. And buy his book, Days of the Trap. Available now on Amazon. Days of the Trap by Johnny Mitchell, about his rise and fall as one of the Pacific Northwest's biggest drug kingpins of all time. Okay? Enjoy the show. Rockfin is...
Have you heard of Rockfin?
Yeah. Why have I heard of that?
Because Sam Tripoli is like making $1 jillion off that on the low.
Oh, that's the crowd where you can find your own crowd and you can do live streams.
It's just a platform. It's just a platform like YouTube, right? It's whatever content it is, but it's... like the reason YouTube is censoring everybody now is because they have advertisers they're beholden to, right?
Right.
Rockfin, it's like we don't own any of the content. We're just the hosting site. So you can post free shit on there, and you can also have a paid stuff. So Jimmy Dore's on there now. A lot of like the controversial guys.
So it's like a OnlyFans, but without the porn?
Sure.
That's cool.
But that's what OnlyFans is. It's essentially...
That's what OnlyFans was to begin with, which is hilarious.
Hilarious.
It was a workout place. People would do like Pilates and CrossFit and yoga.
Oh, is that for real?
That was like their first...
perfect.
I'm pretty sure that was their first like clientele. The first people that were on OnlyFans were doing like downward facing dog.
Right.
And now girls are doing downward facing dog with gigantic dicks inside of them.
Somebody on OnlyFans, somebody who works for them also used to do porn and was like, she told one of her friends, she's like, you can show your snatch consequence-free on here and make a lot of money.
Make a lot more than doing yoga.
That's right. And just like the Thai nail girls, they told one, and then they told the whole village.
Yep. That's crazy. No, Rockfin, I saw something about it. But, I've considered doing Patreon before, too. But it's just like another extension of energy that I feel like I don't know if that would pay off as much as just putting that energy into, like, videos out publicly. I don't know. Like for me, I don't know if
you have a different lane. You have a different lane. I don't know. You have a different lane. But also, Trev Wallace, we'll bleep that out. He's
they're smashing on Patreon.
Exactly.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Exactly. So and they've just been doing it longer than you, but they're not doing you're not doing anything different than them. You're doing something different, but you're essentially you have the same business model.
Yep.
So it might be something to consider.
Yeah. Do you like doing the Patreon stuff or the Rockfin?
I put everything I put on YouTube, I put on Rockfin now.
Oh, so
you see what I mean?
map it.
It's the same shit, but I have to censor certain stuff on YouTube
that
and
you
I
don't
kind of
censor on Rockfin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because there's no, again, they don't own any of the content. There are no advertisers. It's
and
all
you're
subscription based.
Mainly censoring all of your views on Lizzo.
Yeah, absolutely.
In
fact,
that's what I brought you here to talk about today.
Oh, wow.
We're only talking about Lizzo today.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes. And
two straight white guys talking about Lizzo.
Yeah, and I have made a few pilgrimages to Jacksonville, home of every woman that looks like Lizzo in the country.
Oh my God!
And I want to say sorry from the bottom of my heart.
So did you actually get shit from people, or was it like
no.
from like a couple, like one or two,
well,
like nothing crazy?
On TikTok, a couple thousand. It seems like.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, give us the whole backstory.
So I had a show a couple months ago, and I was just doing crowd work, but I have a joke that I was sort of working on about America and about how we're so delusional, like about how healthy we are. We're like Lizzo when she posts a picture of herself, you know, in a string bikini, all 800 pounds, and she's like, perfect. Like, I'm like comparing that to America, how like we think everything's great now, but the rest of the world looks at us the way we look at Lizzo when she says that. They're like, oh, that thing is going to collapse at any minute. You know what I mean? That's the joke. God. It's a political joke.
Yeah.
And it would hit 50-50, right? But like, dude, every time without fail, when I would do that joke and there is a black girl in the crowd, there's some pushback.
Yeah.
So this girl, I start getting heckled by this girl.
Is this in Jacksonville? Or
no. I just wanted to make a joke about Jacksonville.
Okay, that's funny.
There's a bunch of big black girls that live there.
Yeah.
Whatever. So,
where was the show?
This was at the Haha.
Oh, okay, in LA.
Prestigious Haha Comedy Club.
Right.
And so this girl starts heckling as I go into the bit, and I was really nice about it, but I go, Miss, this is not church, okay? And I go, this is I made like a little racial stereotype. I was like, this is the problem with black girls on a Sunday at a comedy show. They think it's a call and response. And I have this all on video, but I'm getting her to laugh. And then, I do a little, I'm like, I'm not making fun of Lizzo because she's fat. And the girl goes, yeah. And I go, I'm making fun of her because she's extremely fat. And it just gets it's just a simple misdirection.
Yep.
But it just gets a huge laugh, right?
Yep.
And so I just posted that clip up for fun. And it got a lot of traction on Instagram, but then I put it on TikTok. I waded into the world of the Gen Zers.
Sure.
And it got like 3.5 million views.
Whoa.
Popped.
Wow.
Popped.
And this is the stand-up clip, right?
This is the stand-up clip, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that'll be a nightmare to deal with.
Oh, a nightmare, dude.
Yeah.
So just thousands of spam accounts calling me racist and fatphobic.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, you people are you just don't understand comedy. That's when I realized, I'm like, TikTok is not even a venue for comedians to push ourselves.
Right.
Because nobody on there gets what comedy is. You know what I mean?
They don't understand that it's they think everything is very, very real.
Yeah.
Because they've been conditioned through the content they see on TikTok to think that everybody means everything they say, regardless if it's a person holding a mic or not. They probably thought you were giving a TED Talk.
Yeah, a TED Talk. When literally in the clip you hear the black girl who I'm being racist to shrieking with laughter. Shrieking with laughter.
At the misdirection joke?
Yes. At all of it. Yes, exactly.
Wow, nice.
So it's just wild that and they went back and put a bunch of strikes on my other other videos. Yeah, and so it eventually got taken down. I lost my TikTok account, whatever.
Oh, the whole account.
And then I started another one.
Jeez.
Got another 4 million views. Got taken down
on the same
again.
clip?
Same clip, dude. It's undeniable. It's undeniable.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's undeniable.
You got 3 million.
Dude, we should
taken down.
Start. We should right now. We should just start another account. I swear to God, I could put.
Do it right now. So you got 3 million. You got taken down. You put it back up. You got 4 million. Did they take that account down then?
Yes, but also because I also post a lot of other edgy shit.
Sure,
does fine on Instagram. Instagram doesn't. You know what I mean? They leave it alone.
Yeah.
TikTok no.
Dude.
It's
these commies, they don't want people to see.
It really is though.
Dude.
I was talking about this the other day. China. I thought it was a Chinese holding company, just that invested in TikTok.
No,
but it was it's
the
brainchild of China, of the Chinese 100%. Government.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So if you think about it, we're at war with China. We're at cold psychological war with China.
But the crazy thing is China is not even that involved because they're facilitating the war of us versus us.
Correct.
They're not even like we're not even fighting with China as much as we're fighting with other people in our own country, and China's the one facilitating that shit.
Correct, but that's intentional.
That's wild.
That's
yes,
intentional.
Absolutely.
China saw
absolutely
how this was going to break apart, just keep fraying the political and social structure of the country, dude.
They're some patient motherfuckers, dude.
They think 500 years ahead.
Yeah, they really do.
Remember 500 years behind,
100%, dude.
Like they say, because you know how they ship all their chemicals over to Mexico as like a precursor to fentanyl and shit?
Yeah.
They say, political scientists say, and I don't know who, okay? So don't quote me. Somebody on Twitter says that that's retribution. Like they don't do anything to stop those chemicals going to Mexico because they know it's going to make its way to the U.S. and poison us because they remember the opium wars.
No, dude.
Like
they remember the railroads, dude. They're like, you motherfuckers, you remember those fucking railroads, bitch?
Yeah, it's right.
Enjoy this fentanyl cupcake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
Isn't that wild?
They're dirty. They play real fucking dirty.
And so what better way to make a population stupid? What do you call it? Angry, controlled. Like, what do you call it? Self-censorship. Like when you know somebody's watching you. Behavior modification.
Yeah.
That's what China is. It's not. It's a communist society. It's an unfree surveillance, authoritarian, totalitarian society. What better way to impose that on the U.S. than through this app, right? This mind-numbing app where it's like dances, no politics, no violence, nothing funny.
Yeah.
And just little dances and then
just stuff to make you dumb.
Showing their tits.
Stuff to make you dumb.
That's all it is. Yeah. And pedophiles and jack off.
And then they take all the data from that. And all the developers at like Google and Facebook were starting to speak up about this a year ago when they looked at the back end of TikTok and what they're actually getting from user engagement. Yeah. And they were like, yo, stop using this.
Right.
No one listens. I don't listen. I still post my shit there.
Because it's instant fame. That's why I couldn't believe I got 25,000 followers in 2 weeks.
Crazy.
Just posting a couple of videos.
Crazy.
That's on purpose. They want you to keep using it because it's that dopamine rush. It's like, get them hooked. Keep pushing the shit.
Yeah, dude.
So
it's trippy.
Yeah. Did you see? You should go watch Ted Cruz. Who I'm no fan of. I'm no Republican in the Senate
congressional hearings of Facebook and shit
of TikTok.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. He's sitting down with the CEO, the white guy, right? The guy who's, the Chinese are behind the scenes. This guy's the CEO, right, out of Silicon Valley or wherever. And it starts really amicably. You can look it up on YouTube. It starts really amicably. He's like, "Thank you for coming here." Now, TikTok is owned by Zhang, whatever holding company. Can you confirm that? The guy can't even confirm.
Really?
He won't even. He's so blatantly like refuses to answer who even owns the company. You're like, why would you do that? If you've got nothing to hide, why wouldn't you at least,
man.
He's like, I cannot confirm or deny it.
That sounds like what Zuckerberg said. Did you watch any of those clips?
I didn't, because he's so creepy. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
He's such a fucking weirdo, dude. Him and Jack Dorsey are just like robotic and weird and not human, but Zuckerberg more than anything.
Yeah.
In these congressional hearings, Republicans are coming at them real hard. Democrats were definitely coming at them like here and there and fairly hard.
Right.
But people like Josh Hawley, who I also personally think is a piece of shit, but he was coming in real hot toward Mark Zuckerberg and just blatantly asking him, like, do you believe that this tactic you implemented into Facebook is causing this outcome of negative things to happen? And here's the data that supports why that is happening. Do you validate that data? Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Zuckerberg would be like, I cannot comment on that because I haven't seen the data and I need to maybe just look at it and go over that with my team and we'll respond in time. Like stuff and like, what the fuck? What are you talking about, dude?
I mean, they
just
learn
own up to the shit that you're doing.
They learn from the politicians.
They
learn
really
from the best,
do,
dude.
They really do. These snake motherfuckers, dude. and the craziest thing about the Zuckerberg thing is he literally controls Facebook. It all ends with him. Yeah. Any big decisions, like broad scope decisions for Facebook and what they're going to do next and how they're going to be implemented into this or that, that goes through Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
It's literally, how do you feel about this, Mark?
Yeah.
It's not a team of 20 people having a conversation.
He's that hands-on, dude.
He's the motherfucker that's like, I think maybe we don't allow political ads anymore. You know, and then boom, Facebook has no political ads ever again. Or like, I think maybe we take down more groups that are Republican, and then boom, Facebook has less Republican groups just because Zuckerberg wanted.
Right,
That's
But
nutty.
he's also getting pressured from
shareholders and
the
shit,
Democrats, and from the state, right? I don't want to say the deep state, but the intelligence community.
Yeah,
right. They're getting major pressure to crack down on disinformation or hate speech.
But then he can say what disinformation
of
and
course
hate speech is, that's the thing is now we have one person who's defining what can and cannot be said on their platform.
Totally.
Yeah, that's a business, and private businesses are allowed to do whatever they want in regards to that. But the moral, ethical, like, responsibility of somebody in that position would be to not dictate what the definition of this phrase is, or who's allowed to say these things, or it's crazy.
Well,
dude.
I mean, at a certain level, when does it become a public utility? Right? Like
that's
when
the
did the
argument.
news used to be a public good, like the power station, right?
Yeah.
Or the wastewater treatment plant, or the fire department, or the police department. Like, at what point? And that's the crazy thing, is because we want to live in a free society where you can operate business freely. But at a certain point, when it becomes a net negative for the public good, when does the government step in and be like, and literally do what they do in socialist countries, which is nationalize businesses or regulate them?
But do we do that? Because then we're one step closer to totalitarianism.
But I'm saying
the government is the one doing that.
But there are functions where the government works well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. That's the whole yin and yang of it.
What would be great is if somebody were to, if Mark Zuckerberg was like a normal, decent person.
Right.
That's the whole answer.
It would be
to
great if dictators were good.
Yeah.
The problem is good people
don't
make it the way sociopaths make it. Those motherfuckers make it, dude.
I mean, but imagine if Elon Musk, like, I really like Elon Musk. I like his take on things. I think he's a pretty smart dude. He's pretty middle of the road on shit. A little more conservative when it comes to business and COVID stuff, but that's fine. So am I.
Right.
Pretty liberal when it comes to socially stuff, and that's so am I. So having somebody like him, like, imagine if a Mark Zuckerberg type was running Tesla and all these other things, then we'd have other situations popping up where he's dictating where the products can go, and he's dictating like how the energy gets moved around, and that's scary. But we don't have that because Elon is like a not normal, but better than fucking Mark.
Yeah.
I just wish that these companies, we wouldn't be in this situation if the people running companies like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram were not as fucking lizardy and like sneaky and gross and power obsessed.
I would love to have.
It'd be nice.
I would love to have the women who subscribe to NPR running the world. But you know what? It just doesn't happen that way, dude.
It doesn't.
Because it takes motivation to be that successful.
Motherfuckers,
and to be that motivated. I'm blaming all my lack of success on the fact that I'm just too good of a guy. Yeah. That's what I'm going to say from now on. Like, sure, I'm not doing as well as Rogan, but because I'm such a great guy. I'm so nice.
Would you rather have me, a successful dick, or like me, Johnny as I am?
Yeah.
Come on.
Would you rather have Johnny as I am? I can't take you out to dinner, but we'll make something at home.
Fuck, dude. What a nightmare. So did people come after you on Instagram and shit? Were you getting like DMs from
so I would get
people?
some crossovers from TikTok. Just like, I'd wake up and there'd be 30 DMs, calling me like a bleach demon, which I'd never heard. Bleach demon, mayo monkey, hilarious.
What?
Mayo monkey.
That's funny.
That's our N-word.
That's so funny.
It's so funny.
Mayo monkey?
Yeah. I'm like, can I have that, please?
Absolutely.
Like, I wrote somebody back.
I'm taking it immediately.
Take it.
Yeah.
Dude. Take it and run with it.
What did you say back to them? Can I have that? Because you just screenshot that.
I just said thank you.
That's so funny.
I agree.
Mayo monkey.
Yeah.
Bleach
demon. Bleach demon. Great one.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's so creative.
I know. I want to start like maybe those will be like a tier on Patreon or something.
You should also put
Mayo monkey. Bleach
put
demon.
On a shirt.
Should make merch. Of course. Mm-hmm. But it's so funny because you get people. Kids, right? I'm assuming these are teenagers.
For sure.
The most brainwashed of the brainwashed.
For sure.
They see no contradiction by DMing me and telling me to kill myself. and calling me racist and a white piece of shit. Like they see
right.
It can racism can only come from one skin color. You know what I mean?
Right. That's wild.
So I think comedy's in trouble on a mass scale. I really do.
Well, it's been in trouble for a while. Do you think we're sliding down?
But it was in trouble, 10 years ago because political correctness was starting to infiltrate like the people that controlled comedy, right? Comedy Central and whatever the institutions.
Yeah.
But everybody, the assumption was, okay, most people don't think like that. So we can just go do our own thing privately on social media, and there's enough market to where people want that. They don't want the watered down shit. But I think if you keep creating, like, if these kids keep growing up, just like spellbound by all like TikTok and all this propaganda.
Yeah.
I think they won't understand comedy the way we don't understand like Mozart. Or appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're so dumbed down by it. Yeah, so I think the market eventually will shrink. Like once, and maybe that won't affect us because we're in our 30s, right? And we play to like, 30 to 50
even 25 and up.
Yeah,
is
sure,
pretty
sure,
on
sure.
board for stuff. But
in 30 years, dude, you create a whole generation of robots, and by then everybody might be hooked up to the fucking metaverse then, anyways. But it's so I really think it'll start to affect the market.
The comprehension of comedy and and what that
what
takes.
A joke is, what a
satire is, satire, parody, and the attention span and the energy required to digest it.
Yeah, and not and to not be so bogged down with like politics.
Yeah,
to where you don't understand what the difference is.
Yeah,
like everything. That's what the commies say.
Or
what did Mao Zedong say? Everything is politics.
Yeah.
Look what these kids grow up believing and how they act. It's a horrible way to live.
Oh, it's terrible. And there's this pattern now too where that generation, that Gen Z generation, is always trying to find some hidden like meaning or metaphor behind something.
Yeah.
Or attribute race to something, or sexism or homophobia, or like especially if you're a white guy talking about something,
exactly.
You're way more likely to be misinterpreted by that generation.
Can I read you a quote?
Yeah.
And let me know if I don't necessarily agree with all of it, but let me know what you think. This is from Thomas Sowell, who was the first like really conservative black philosopher, journalist. Have you heard of him?
No.
He took a lot of heat in his day.
Yeah?
I mean, you can imagine, right? Because
what was his era?
This is a black guy. I think he's dead now, but his era was like the 60s through the 90s. So he was hot when like Malcolm X was killing shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So think about like
how
how much of an outsider he must have felt in the era where, everything
Black
was like
Panthers.
pro-black.
Yep.
And exactly. So Thomas Sowell says, sorry about this. I'm sorry. I'm not producing your show. I hope that's okay with you. Racism is not dead, but it is on life support, kept alive by politicians, race hustlers, and people who get a sense of superiority by denouncing others as racists.
That's the thing, is the sense of superiority.
Yeah.
That is an identity. Now, it's an identity, and we're seeing it most often with COVID. And then secondary to COVID, it's race stuff. Yep. Thirdly to that, it's transphobia and homophobia.
Stuff. Yep.
And there are so many people I see on Twitter, I talk to in person, like just in passing, or I'll meet someone and we'll be in conversation and they'll say something that's like, oh, well, 2 masks is kind of like, you're just looking out for people.
See, that's because you live on the west side.
You motherfucker.
That's because you live on the west side.
Yeah,
I don't talk
when
to
I go
those
home,
people. Of course.
If I'm in like a group setting, that's when that usually happens. And I'll catch that and I'll clock it and be like, oh, you live your life on a pedestal that you made for yourself because you've been conditioned to believe something that isn't entirely true.
Exactly.
And you've been conditioned to believe that anybody who doesn't agree with exactly what you think is beneath you.
Right.
And that's this sense of superiority that's so it's so easy to grab onto now.
Right.
And there's so many people that didn't have that before COVID.
Yeah.
And maybe they were living shitty, boring lives, or they were missing something, or when COVID hit, they realized they had this hole that they needed to fill.
Right.
Or COVID disenfranchised them, and it took their livelihood away. It took their energy away. Their everyday activities were impacted to the point where they felt like they didn't have a purpose.
Yeah.
And now their whole purpose subconsciously seeking ways to elevate themselves above other people.
Uh-huh.
It's absurd. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's all based on power.
Yeah.
You know? And you see that with like how women are taking over the workforce and, people of color advance. Like nobody wants, it doesn't seem like humans have evolved enough to be able to forgive like the sins of the past.
Yeah.
Everybody is just jockeying for more power.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
That's
know?
exactly what it is. Because
I got a lot of black friends in this business, in the business of comedy. And trust me, they have not experienced one fucking kernel, 1/8 of a fucking ounce of racism or resistance in this business. They've just been handed shit. And it's not because they're not talented, but it's because it's just the way it is. It's like, it's affirmative action, and they have no problem playing the race card. But buddy, they abuse their fucking power.
You've seen this in real time?
Of course.
Name names, bro.
Okay, no, all right. Get that bleep button ready. Jamie?
Yeah. No, it's wild, dude. It's really crazy to see. And I don't feel victimized, but I do feel like I hope there's a balance at some point. And I feel like we're moving back toward a balance slowly but surely. Like
that's optimistic.
Very slowly. Like the majority of the stuff that I see of the people we just kind of mentioned are far left or far right.
For sure.
It's the Trump obsessed people who think Trump is coming back to save us all.
Right.
Or the people who think that AOC is going to be the one to save us all.
Right.
And it's like both of these groups just will not even take 5 seconds to acknowledge the other side.
There's no giving. There's no give.
Even the people like on the kind of middle left have some give. Middle right have some give.
Yeah.
Like, we can disagree, but I still respect you as a person.
Right.
You know what I mean? You want to get the vax, you want to not get the vax,
Right.
you want to whatever, believe in black people, not believe in black people. I respect
Hey,
you. So
do you believe in black
do
people?
you believe? Some people don't, and it's fucked up. So I will hope, and I have hope because the cancel culture epidemic is starting to fade.
It is starting to wane a little bit.
People are making fun of people that are trying to cancel people
Good
because
point.
they realize that you fucking can't.
Right.
We got Dalia doing stand-up again.
Yep.
We got Louis back in clubs.
Both raping.
Aziz is whipping his dick out and shoving his tongue down everybody.
Yeah. Face fucked me.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
So, like, it's
Haven't washed my mouth
Chappelle,
since.
obviously. When you can't cancel him.
Yeah. Okay.
Netflix just booked him for their fucking festival.
Right. Yeah, right.
What?
How do you get booked on that?
I don't know. I think you got to say some shit.
Here's the thing. Let me give some pushback on that for a second, though. Just for fun. Devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Dave Chappelle, first of all, what he said isn't even edgy. Okay? Like, what he said about, like, trans people 10 years ago, that would have looked like pandering to the left.
Yeah.
All he said was, I'm not so sure about how I feel sometimes. Like that was like the extent of the edginess. Then the rest of it was like silly fucking punchlines.
And
you know what I mean?
Thesis was like, I get that you guys are feeling put down, but black people are too. And
right.
Let's not. We don't need to categorize people, but recognize us.
Correct. I think it's not a stretch to say like. It's almost like a conspiracy. Like he got together with like the trans leaders and was like, this is going to be great for marketing. You know what I mean? It's some trans person in Netflix is just a genius marketer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's not, he didn't get canceled. There's no
canceling anymore.
But there is though. There is. You can lose your job. What about normal people, right? Like, so what that like Chris and Louis, they have huge fan bases. Of course, if you can generate millions and millions of dollars for people, like you're always going to be able to find somewhere to produce that kind of economy.
Yeah.
For guys like me and you want to get to that level, it won't be allowed, dude. Not in the traditional institutions of comedy. They just won't even. They won't even let it get. You won't even be able to get to the level where you can get canceled. And that's what's truly sad.
You're predicting that for our generation of comedians.
Absolutely.
Are you talking about white dudes?
I'm talking about edgy
like
comics in general.
Comics.
I mean,
Gotcha.
especially white dudes.
But
yeah,
I guess. But we'll see though, right? Because Schultz got there.
Schultz got there independent. You know what I mean? Schultz didn't have any kind of Netflix, Comedy Central. He didn't have any of that. He got there because he was, you know, he did have a lot of visibility because he was with Charlemagne, but it was only after he had a couple million fans, super fans, that Netflix gave him
the next person that would have done that is Shane Gillis.
Correct.
And then he got booted.
He got booted, and then and you know, I don't even know that he'll have but again, now he's making money, so
and he's doing it independently too. Like he put a stand-up special out that was brilliant.
Totally.
He's doing the best sketches online right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's
I
all
love
independent.
I love Shane, but even like Big J Okerson, one of my favorites. He was like, dude, my agents aren't even pitching me.
Wow.
Like, because there's just nobody's going to pick it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like a vet in the game.
Because of the edge and because of
the edge.
So you're
identity.
saying that instead of there being kind of a cancel energy where people that have a little bit of edge would rise up to a huge platform and then get like pushed down because of their edge, are not even going to be able to reach that platform.
It's going to be, of their edge. And comics will inevitably start self-censoring themselves, and it's going to water down art ultimately. And if you look at, because we always talk in the microcosm of show business, like look at what's happening to like professors around the country, right? Like Portland, where I'm from, this PSU professor had the audacity to suggest that they don't have a walkout to protest white people day on campus. He was like, maybe, just maybe, that's not the most productive way to combat injustice. Maybe. Call me crazy. Call me fucking nuts. But let's discuss it.
Oh my God.
And literally he started getting like bags of dog shit. Like,
really?
Which is hilarious, by the way.
That is very
I'm like,
funny.
That's what I did in high school.
Yeah.
Just lit bags of dog shit and put it on the neighbor's fucking... So, dude, but like seriously, students would get up and walk out of his class, protest, like picketing. Yeah, dude. So, and so he eventually, and he got no support from the staff. The staff tried to get him to apologize, and he eventually just had to step down. So, dude, like it's happening. I mean, think about your job. You know, some guy at Fordham the other day, Fordham University. Of course, I don't have any stats on this because they don't collect that data, so it's all anecdotal.
Yeah.
But the culture is it's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy, he was a professor. He got two black students mixed up. You know what I mean? Which you thought you'd do that with like Asians or something like that. But anyways, so he got two black. He got two black students mixed up. Like he called one
Jerome.
Insert black name. Yeah. And the other one
Brent.
Sure.
I've met one black guy named Brent, dude. I will never forget it, and I'm so happy. Okay, keep going.
Can't trust a black guy named Brent, dude. Or maybe you can trust him a lot.
Maybe you can trust him, but more than a white guy named Brent.
Yeah, for sure.
So he got two black kids' names mixed up.
Yes, exactly. And he got fired.
Holy shit.
He got canned. So it's like you...
For that? Was his response like, fuck it, why do you guys care?
Yeah.
What did he...
Dude, they both had lightning bolts in their fucking deep fades, dude.
That's insane.
Yeah. So it's happening. So I think I think that is pervasive in business and in academics. And so just because somebody can make a comeback after losing HBO money, and they can go so Louis can go rent a theater out and sell a bunch of tickets. Okay, that doesn't mean cancel culture doesn't exist. It's just it's deeper. It's ingrained in like the culture now.
Then you know what it's going to do, because it's gotten so deep and it's so ingrained. The people who maybe would have had opportunities to get on huge mainstream platforms that are going to become independent,
right?
Because of their edge. And the people I'm thinking of are like Shane Gillis, Jay Okerson, JP Sears, who's already done it.
Right.
Ryan Long, Tyler Fisher,
Johnny motherfucking
Mitchell, Nicole Arbor, like these people who...
Piece of ass.
She's dope, but also piece of ass.
There we go.
Sorry, Nicole, I love you. I had to say it. Johnny's here. These people, and me, I would throw myself in that category right along with you.
Absolutely.
We don't really censor ourselves or filter ourselves. I don't. I certainly don't.
No.
And I think I don't want to speak for everybody, but I would assume that a majority of this group might not even be interested in that mainstream opportunity.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I definitely agree with you.
The way that's how the industry is flipping now. Like cancel culture is creating less opportunities to go to the mainstream.
Yeah.
Because more people are filtering. So the people that are filtering and pandering are going to get that shit.
Right.
And the people that aren't won't be able to get that shit.
Sure.
But we're going to do something potentially bigger on our own.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Like guys like me, like years ago, I gave up on like I'm gonna get JFL and I'm gonna get on Conan. First of all, that stuff doesn't even exist anymore. But secondly, I'm like, it doesn't do anything for you if you do get that shit. And so and there's no way that I can enjoy comedy if I have to like chop down this and fucking, smile more on stage and do this and this and this. Like, it just doesn't work. Like, I'm doing better. I feel better about
your
myself.
Authentic self.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or else I'll just go get a job. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yep. I did a JFL audition last year. Obviously didn't get it, but there was a character in there that I did that was and I was thinking, I was choosing between a couple different characters, and I chose one that I thought would be pretty palatable.
Right.
And it was
I remember you called me up and you were like, "Okay, it involves blackface." And I go, "You know what? As a bud, I'm going to have to say go ahead and do that."
Yeah.
1,000%.
Right, cuz it's risky.
Yeah.
But palatable.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a black trans, and I'm going to go for it, Johnny. What do you think?
This character brought to you by Watermelon.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry.
If there's anything that would get us not a major mainstream opportunity, this is it. Anyways, I did this character. It wasn't even that bad. It was like a news anchor. I did it as a sketch before too. It was a news anchor trainer. So like somebody who trains news anchors.
Okay, yeah.
And he's like, here, you should be making sure your headlines have fear. So, this is a good one. Breaking: Bill Gates will sneak into your house and put his tongue in your little butthole if you don't take the vaccine. And the vaccine is made of baby blood. And like I was doing that type of conspiracy type thing to show how crazy the news is. And the showcase was in LA, which is objectively the worst audience
for
comedy.
1,000%.
Is Los Angeles.
Yeah.
That's the worst one.
Well,
I don't know one that's worse.
And to boot, an audience in an audition
Dear
for
God,
anything is half the people are industry.
Awful. Yeah.
It's everybody's like there's like a heightened like weirdness
Dude,
to it.
I literally saw a girl shift in her seat. She shifted. She shifted. She fucking shifted.
She got
dude.
the white Holy Ghost?
Yeah. Couple people chuckled, a couple pops. That anywhere else would get like I've done that in like Oklahoma. I did it up in Tacoma, Washington. I've done it in places that are left and right, and it gets really good laughs. It made a girl shift, and I was like, okay, this is.
I think she sharted.
This is it. Yeah, it made a
white girl shart.
I mean, fuck, dude. So it's just like
how did it do? Did it bomb?
It did. It was like a 4 out of 10 reaction. 5 out of 10.
When you get your 4 out of 10, you're like, I wish it would have been a 0.
I wish it would have been a 0,
4, dude.
Then I could have played. If it was a 0, I could have like played in that moment and made it real fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
But when it's a 4, it's like I can't really do anything here.
Yeah.
So I just had to move on to the next bit.
Well, that's your edge. See, like I do like a lot of like racial, like you can call it sexist, like pro dude. I have a lot of
you kind of are sharp into stereotype based stuff.
And a lot of it is based off of my truth, right? Like the time I spent in prison and all, my best friends are black, and so it's like that's kind of my reality
experience and
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but your edge is like the conspiracy world.
My edge is partly conspiracy, but it's also like the stuff that people really think is taboo to talk about. You know 100%. What I mean? Like how the last video I put up with the people beating somebody's ass
hilarious,
in LA,
dude. Hilarious.
So that was inspired by a couple things. My apartment building was broken into 5 times, and then a week later, the management put up a new masks required sign in the lobby.
Right.
So
to protect,
of course, to protect us.
Yeah, to protect the building from the guy
and then,
robbing
of course,
you.
Yeah, and then like Seth Rogen's bullshit tweets about how LA is like safe and stop bitching about it.
Yeah.
Cool, dude. You tweeting that from
that's
your
great.
golden toilet in your gated community,
that's
motherfucker?
Right. With your armed private security.
Yeah, dude. I've been robbed in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So. But people don't talk about that, and that's very taboo to talk about.
Because And so when that white girl sharding herself, how funny it would be if she's just an epileptic and was like getting ready to have a seizure, you know? She's like, no, I thought it was great. I was trying to laugh, but I just started shaking.
It was a bad moment for me.
My service dog took the night off.
Oh shit.
So she interprets that. This is where people's mind go now. They're like, oh my God, you have the audacity to question the crime fighting policy?
Exactly.
He's a Republican.
Exactly.
Oh, you have the audacity to question CNN?
Yep.
That's how fucking binary and retarded people are.
Yeah. It's absurd. And somebody's going to be mad that you just said retarded.
Yeah, but they're retarded, so they won't hear this part.
That's your edge. Podcast. That's your edge. It's a beautiful edge.
It's funny.
It's a necessary edge. We have to cut through that type of shit. You know what? That's why I fucking love Wild 'N Out.
Yeah.
And the show is so...
You like Nick Cannon's thoughts on Jewish people? Is that why?
Yeah.
Is he still on that show after
what
he said?
It's his show. He'll never leave.
But
cancel culture does not exist. Dude.
That's what. Maybe cancel culture doesn't exist.
I mean, when it's weighed with money,
right?
They're gonna say, "Oh, this show makes $500 million a year for us."
Right. It's on MTV, right?
Yeah, but it's owned by Viacom.
Okay.
Which is one of the biggest media companies.
Right.
But like the show itself, dude, we did vaccine jokes on the show. Mm-hmm. I did a Joe Biden bit where I just fell on the ground and fell asleep and died.
Hilarious.
In workshops leading up to the show, we have to freestyle rap a couple different songs based on like a beat or something. And one of them was like a topical conversation was our topic. And this is in workshop, which is being filmed in like a rehearsal space and will never air. It's just going back to the Viacom people in LA and New York. And it's the producers are there watching and the cast is workshopping stuff. And so we got into our teams and we decided to make a song about how the vaccine is killing people.
Right. Hilarious.
And
wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's and they made it to air?
No. This is workshop. So nothing we do in workshop makes it to air.
Gotcha.
But we were all like, yo, fuck it. Like, this is hilarious. Let's do it. And so we did this song, and it was so funny because we're talking about how the vaccine, can't trust it. It's mRNA. What the fuck does that mean? Boom, boom, boom. And, personally, you can trust the vaccine.
Well, look at the demographics of the Wild 'N Out. A lot of those cats had fake vax cards. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say anything, but I'm saying something.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and so we did this song because we're all pissed about mandates and pretty much everybody on the show thinks the pandemic is over because it fucking is.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey,
Pandy's over, dude. Yeah, Pandy's over.
Pandy's over.
It's
get rid of it.
You know what the pandy?
Drop it.
It feels like when The Sopranos ended. Everybody was so angry that it ended just abruptly. I'm like, you got to move on, dude.
You got to move on.
There'll be another pandy soon.
This doesn't have to be your whole identity. Right? Bill Gates will be back, bro.
Yeah, Bill Gates will be back.
There'll
be another pandy in 18 months.
Stop trying to latch onto these variants, okay? Yeah. Just wait for the next big one.
Just go get another variant. Go get herpes, okay? And by the time that's taken care of, there'll be another pandy.
We'll have another one for you.
Yeah.
Ready and fresh.
Hey, you'll be able to get fat again.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Just go get your steps in. Go get your steps in.
Yeah, dude. So that show, the comedy of that show is so based in stereotypes.
Right.
So
That's
they're
true.
making fun of me for being white, and then I'm like, I'm not white, I'm Italian. They start making fun of me for being Italian, which is great. And then every other joke is like about a black guy who doesn't have a dad, or this white chick who wishes she was black, or this white girl who can't dance, or this black dude who can't swim.
That's awesome.
It's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Because the comedy is being used via insults as the conductor,
right?
To truly, in my perspective, when I get really existential about it, it breaks through the stereotype.
Yeah,
because everyone's laughing.
It's like roast battle. It's
exactly like roast battle. And the fact that it's had such an insane run on TV, 17 seasons, is phenomenal.
Right,
biggest comedy show on social media, outperforms SNL every week on socials.
Right.
And for good reason.
Yeah,
because people love that. But it'll never be mainstream to the point where it gets nominated for an Emmy, which it fucking deserves, at the very least for lighting design. But also, it doesn't get these recognizable awards or
good
accolades.
Because then it just can stay in its little.
And maybe that's good. Yeah,
it stay in your little universe.
Yeah,
and just keep going until the fucking casket drops, dude.
Right.
But again, roast battle being a very rare exception. A show like Wild 'N Out, It's been around for 17 years.
Yeah.
Just like Tosh.0, been around for 20 years. Just like South Park, been around for 50 years, it seems like, right?
Yeah.
Like, those shows are kind of grandfathered in. There are exceptions, right? To try to get something like that going today would be a monumental task.
Yeah.
And, you know, the fact is, like, black people do get away with saying a lot more shit. They do.
That's just
because and that's also a good marketing move, right? Like you're marketing to a really specific demographic, but like I really think that does have a I'm not trying to be a victim here. I'm speaking objectively. Like, Roast Battle was run and created by Brian Moses. You know what I mean? God love him. And so, you know, that really means something, you know, unfortunately. So that kind of like double standard exists. You know?
Yeah. I have a sketch show that I've been developing for a while that would be like basically what I already do, but maybe less of just the silly ones and more of the poignant, like, topical commentary ones.
Great. So what we're going to do is when we go in to pitch that, we're going to put you in a do-rag. We're going to get your hair.
And blackface.
Yeah, and blackface. That's what legitimately you're going to have to go in blackface.
Two white guys joking about blackface. I mean, but it's jokes, you know?
What
would be hilarious is so I'm gonna log this. What time we're at 43 minutes. I'm gonna log this when we're done and save it as a clip for the day somebody pulls this to use.
I thought you were gonna say for the day I like threaten you or something goes amiss.
No, I'm gonna be on your side, bro.
Okay,
they're gonna come for both of us
Yeah.
and say, look at these white dudes mocking blackface.
Yeah.
And now Brent has a movie and Johnny has a major podcast and a special.
That's right.
Let's take them down a peg.
That's right. Well, you can put this on me though. Because you're the one that's going to get the
Nice.
movie. I'll be off doing my indie thing.
Okay.
I'm the one that initiated this.
Okay. I like
This
that.
is, you know what I mean?
I'm
I
down
made
for
him.
that.
I
Sure.
made him commit the murder.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, the other thing with the industry thing is, personally, I want to try to find a balance because there's stuff that I want to make that I cannot do independently.
Of course not. Of course. Like the shit
There's
that
gotta be a
Ryan Long
balance.
does, it's fucking remarkable.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to somebody about this. Like you have to make something like Tosh.0 now, you have to have your own money. You have to know about 3 camera angles, lighting. You have to know about sound.
Yeah.
You have to have help. And on top of all that, you have to have all the jokes. It's fucking impossible. So I agree with you. I would love some fucking mainstream success.
Didn't you write a script based on everything that you went through? Or was that
I
just
wrote
the
a book.
It was the book.
I wrote a book. I'm writing
the
script right now. Yeah.
Are you writing it yourself or do you have a writer with you?
No, I'm writing it myself.
Okay.
And it's a $2 million because I actually have friends who make movies. They get movies to go like in mainstream.
It's a $2 million script?
It's a $2 million.
You can do it for $2 million?
It's mostly set in
You don't
prison.
need more?
It's
Oh, I
mostly set
guess.
in prison.
Give
So
people
it's
a quick background of what we're talking about here.
So it's based on my former life as like the last generation of illegal marijuana traffickers, right? And I come from a middle class, you know, really nice place in Portland, and it's just kind of how I fell into like a life of crime at a young age, and it spiraled out of control, and I ended up making like $1 million off of selling weed, and I went to prison.
And we go through the entire story in a previous podcast that I'll promote at the beginning and end of this one.
Yeah. So
you wrote the book. The book is dope.
Thank you.
And now you are
adapting it into
yeah,
because I got a buddy who he gets a lot of movies to go.
Nice.
And he's like, dude, if you write it and it's $2 to maybe $3 million, I can finance this. So, you know, but again, that's indie though. Those are indie movies.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. Would it mirror the book or would it be a specific
it's
vignette?
Been changed a lot. Some parts are really like stick close to the book, but it's you know how it is. It's just for time and all these other considerations for continuity. It looks a lot different.
Cool.
You know what I mean? But the bones are the same. The story's the same.
What's the cross reference? If you could compare it to
like the elevator pitch?
Yeah.
I would say it's Blow. Sure, why not? Blow, Blow meets Entourage. Because
okay.
Do you know what I mean? But it's like an entourage of drug dealers. So it's me and my best friend and like the other characters that are in it.
Yeah. What about I guess it wouldn't be Savages. Did you see Savages?
Yeah, I did see Savages, but kind of hated it. That movie kind of sucked.
Yeah,
should have been great.
Yeah, should have been great.
Really fucking dropped the ball.
Totally.
Yeah.
What about God? There's another like cool. I guess it wouldn't be like dope.
Do you want to play me? If you really pop, like. If you
of course, but I think I'll look too old.
I don't know. You look pretty fucking young, dude. Well,
Do I?
I mean,
I
yeah.
look
I mean,
21. Weren't you like 21?
yeah, but I gotta. You know how it is. You play
Yeah.
10 years younger.
I'd rather direct it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But unless you're trying to direct it.
No, I don't know how to direct.
I'd rather direct it.
Okay.
I would
Cool.
I would murder that.
All right. Well,
For
by
sure.
the time this movie actually gets financed, if we're still alive,
Yeah. Who would you want to play you?
I have no
Because
fucking
you
idea.
need somebody fairly young.
Well, that's the thing is like I have no fucking idea and that's the hardest part about making independent movies.
Yeah.
Is there are no new movie stars. So, but movie stars are the only people that can actually still get a movie financed. So my buddy was like, you need to write a part for like an old legacy movie star because he's the guy that's going to be able to, you know what I mean?
Very true. It's
So,
very true.
so
you got to pepper in like a fucking what's his name from Succession, Logan Roy's character.
yeah, exactly. You got to get that guy's fucking great.
Or Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah,
You know, you
yeah.
need
That's
Dustin
my
Hoffman
father.
to be your dad.
He could be my
But
father.
there is a new generation of movie star now, and the ones I'm about to name are too big for something that's new, like your
Right.
movie. But a couple years ago, they were that. There was Zendaya, Tom Holland. Do you know who these people are?
I've heard of Tom Holland.
Tom
Again,
Holland is Spider-Man.
haven't seen. Okay.
He's Spider-Man.
All right.
And he was in the movie Cherry. And if you look at his filmography going backwards a couple years, you see how he rose through these indie projects
interesting.
into becoming fucking Spider-Man.
Right.
And how Zendaya rose through indie projects into Euphoria and then
wow.
a couple other things.
Okay.
And so there are
it
like,
could happen.
do you know Ty Sheridan? Do you know who that is?
Again, heard of him. Haven't.
So he was in the
Couldn't
movie
pick him out of a lineup.
Mud. If you ever saw Mud with Matthew McConaughey,
Nope.
that was kind of an indie, maybe
heard
around
of it though. I remember
$2 to
that.
$5 million budget. Ty Sheridan was in that as a young kid. Somebody like Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet is the next Leo. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't realize
Yeah.
that. Like we're watching between Tom Holland, Zendaya,
Right.
and Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet, he is
We're
a
looking
fucking-
at Brad Pitt,
he's a little
Leo,
snack, dude.
Yeah, and fucking
Timothy, you
Halle
better
Berry.
cover your drink around me, dude. I'm gonna slip
I
something
would.
in that.
Wreck his
Yeah.
asshole,
Dude, I would give you the Michael. I would give you the Michael Jackson, dude. Just fucking spread me those cheeks.
no.
I'm just gonna clean your ass.
Oh God!
Hey, no wet wipes.
No
problem.
What a turn! What a turn in the topic. I love it.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
those are the
Yeah.
dudes that you would want to look like.
Right.
Who's the next that?
Yeah.
and they do exist right now. We just don't. It's tough to find unless
Yeah.
you watch a shit ton of movies.
Right. So yeah, okay. Well, there you go.
They're there.
So,
I would have a lot of confidence in that because there's always a new generation of star, and there's always a new generation
stars
of who gets chosen to be a
Right.
star.
Sure,
you know,
sure.
because that's what we do. We choose who's a star.
So the only way, I just thought of this the other day in the shower. I'm like, what a brilliant, depressing thought. The only way we will go back to movies and television as we know it being relevant as really relevant, like leading the culture
Yeah.
in terms of media is if people get off their smartphones. En masse. It's the only way because think about it. It's about the consumption. How do we consume shit now?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think that'll ever happen? Do you think it'll come out that like phones are like smoking? Like these shits really do cause brain cancer.
It already. I don't think it can be promoted any more than it already is. I think we're already kind of fucked. You know, and I just talked about this in last week's podcast. Rogan had the Tristan Harris guy on who created a Social Dilemma on Netflix.
Yes.
And they were that's drink 2 for the first mention of Joe Rogan, by the way, on today's podcast. They were talking about how there's really only 2 ways out of it. They're searching for a third way actively, but way 1 is we fall into chaos because everybody is too overly controlled by their phones and they start hitting each other. It's civil war and we turn to ruin. Or the government steps in, takes control, and we move toward a communist socialist society.
Yeah, I'll take the first one.
Me too. Me too. I would love a third option, but that's what they're saying. And how does that affect, like...
What if I just put a bullet right there as a third option?
You first. For consideration. So, like, how that affects entertainment, I don't know. But we're already moving toward a place where the only movies that get made are $20 million or more, big, crazy action movies.
$100 million.
Ryan
or
Reynolds.
$2 million.
Yeah. But I think there will always be a place for... indie film,
like
and
people
indie
want to
projects.
like put their phone down and just watch
a
piece of art.
That number of people is going to keep shrinking, but I think it'll always be there.
So, but to the larger question, you don't think there will be like a turn in the culture where people will start getting off their smartphones?
No.
Because you need it for work. I think half the jobs require it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We'll go further in because of the metaverse. I think we'll go further in. We'll go to the point where you can make a contact that's synced with an earpiece, and you can control it by where you look, you know, and it's like an Iron Man type graphic in front of your face, like Google Glass, but for contacts. And then from there, we'll probably go into some Black Mirror shit where you can take a little button and put it on the side of your temple, and it connects to your neurons and pushes you into San Junipero or whatever that episode was of Black Mirror.
Right. And what do we talk? What do you think? 20, 30 years, 50 years?
I don't know. I feel like we're always closer than
we think.
Public.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you see robots doing fucking backflips, dude.
Yeah.
And that one that was posted a couple days ago that had like really human expressions and could do like hundreds of different facial movements.
Right.
That's insane. And so the closer we get to that, the further people are going to fall into that, into the whole metaverse sphere. And so I think that's going to change entertainment too, because people aren't going to want to watch movies. They're going to want to drop into the metaverse and check out people's NFTs and listen to house music and do ketamine instead.
It's just going to be there. It's going to be a constant high.
Yeah.
It'll be constant.
A constant dopamine rush, a constant, what's that called when there's a
sensory overload?
There's just
stimulation.
Constantly stimulated with stuff. So that'll shrink the like traditional entertainment audience for stand-up movies. But I think it'll still be there. I think you'll still be able to do it. You'll still be able to make stuff. It's just gonna be less, and it's got to be good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's got to be good, or it's got to be complete horseshit.
Yeah,
it's got to be completely bad.
Yeah, but I think we're the last. Our generation is kind of the last to really have a strong hold on movies, and a lot of movies are coming out still.
That's why we got to get going. We got to play to the people like us that are the consumers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta just start playing to all the racists in the world so that you can have a career.
Trust me, I'm gonna be in fucking Kentucky at a whiskey barn near you. I'm not even playing the clubs anymore, dude.
Are you back on the road a bit?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. I'm mostly in town. Like I sometimes, I'm going to Austin next month.
Nice.
I actually am going to Hyenas in Dallas next month, and I'll be
Love
in Austin.
Hyenas.
But no, mostly like, I got too much to worry about. I got a podcast, and I got 2 podcasts now.
Mm-hmm.
We're launching one, and I got the script, and I got, shows that I'm running in town. I got too much to do in town.
Great.
You know what I mean?
Good.
So I like your version. Like I won't really go on the road till I'm moving ticks. I'm moving ticky wickies.
Yeah, and I'm just barely doing that now.
But it took you.
It's starting.
But it's starting, man.
Yeah.
And once you start rolling down the hill, it'll just fucking pick up. So
yeah. So that'll be fun.
Damn, is it even worth having children or a family if they're just going to be robots?
That's
in 50
a great
years?
question. That's a great question. A lot of people are not having kids because they don't like the way the world is going. Climate change, robots.
Climate change, though, is that even a thing? Is that even a fucking thing? Or is that the next thing they're trying to ram down our throat?
Is
like
that
COVID?
The next
I feel
COVID?
I feel like that's the next COVID. I feel like in America, the powers are already kind of like stepping back. Like they gauged as far as they could push us.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're like, okay.
Yeah.
We sued in court. Probably the mandates are going to get struck down. So here's the next thing.
Yep,
nobody owns anything.
Here's
your electric everything.
Yeah. Exactly.
What do you think?
I think, I tend to typically lean toward what the general consensus is about science. But
what, that it's gay?
That it's gay as hell.
I like gym. I like PE, not science. That's for
oh my God. That's not getting bleeped. That's on you, bro. The fucking, but I think climate change is legit. I think it's real. I think it's scary. I think it's a big threat. But I don't like the way a lot of people are framing it and using it to coordinate their own political agendas,
right?
And advance themselves. Like, we're always introducing new scary language. The next thing is going to be, what was it? Extreme climate change or something, like climate change emergency. That's what it is.
Right.
They're not calling it climate change anymore. They're calling it the climate change emergency.
Right.
And that language, I think, is just going to get more and more extreme.
Yeah.
But I do think it's something to worry about. I do. I always have. I don't think it's not real. I do think it's natural in a way. When you break down the science, it's definitely natural.
Of course, climate change is a fact.
Of course.
Like, it's always changing.
But I do think it's also a fact that when you look at the output of CO2 that we're putting out there, plus the deforestation rates, plus the cars and emissions and all that stuff, that's absolutely got to consider that and see what that's doing, and how much is that furthering the natural process of climate change. If climate change is already happening, right, and the world has, let's say, 200 years left before temperatures reach 150 degrees average,
oh my God,
let's say that's not real,
fucking crazy.
But let's say in 200 years we hit 150 degrees, right? How much is human activity speeding that up? So that's the real question. Is human activity turning that 200 years into 100, turning that 200 into 190?
God, it's like nothing,
or is it not?
In the span of things, it's 100 years is it's a blink.
It's less than a blink. It's barely an eyelash.
Yeah.
So I don't know the answer to that, but I do think that's something to consider. So when people say like climate change is nothing, that kind of bugs me because it is fucking something. And I do think people are messing with nature and speeding it up a little bit. But on the flip side, when people say we have to worry about climate change, all we need to talk about is climate change. Like, I don't want to live in a world that where I'm not living free.
Yeah.
So that's why I put like freedom and COVID restrictions higher than climate change for me personally. Because why live in a healthy world when you're not living free and you're living with these weird restrictions that don't make sense and are not based on science?
Humans are really meant to be free. Like animals are meant to be free, and there's just too many of us now.
Yeah.
For there just to be complete freedom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's too many. We need some structure.
Like something's got to be done about, all these school shootings, right? Yeah. Even though I think it's a relatively low percentage. I think it's a very low percentage of kids getting shot at school. You know what I mean? But there's got to be some compromise.
Yeah.
And the right sounds like, when it comes to climate change and gun control, they sound like those blue-haired chicks marching in downtown LA that are like, I had an abortion for breakfast. Aren't I beautiful? You're like, bitch, nobody would drop cum in you. You're lying.
I mean, yeah. It's so...
I don't know, man.
The climate change thing will be next to try to enforce crazy rules and restrictions, but like...
Yeah,
what's the balance? But like, where are we moving toward? And no one, these politicians, when they say things like mandate this, mandate that, passport this, passport that, they never talk about what that looks like when you extrapolate it into the future.
Because they're not the ones thinking about the future. The ones thinking about the future are the masters of mankind. Obviously the intelligence agencies, the technocrats, if you want to use that term. And the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah, and dude, people mock that deep state phrase, but that's just real, dude.
It's real. It's not
real,
even
and
like
the number
it's
one.
not even that deep anymore. They
not,
barely cover it up.
It's fucking known, dude. The two main people are one is the Koch brothers.
Yep.
On the right, who would fund all kinds of crazy shit to get their politicians elected, so that the Koch brothers would be able to do whatever the fuck they want with their business.
Right.
And on the flip side is George Soros funding everybody that's running in California and making sure that this is happening in this. And
I mean,
that's objective. That's not even a conspiracy.
I mean, that guy Brennan, he was one of the generals. They've got him on CNN talking about Trump and the Russiagate scandal. So you now have high-ranking members of the military in the media, and you expect to tell them that would be like having McNamara back in the day on whatever in place of Walter Cronkite,
right?
Talking about how everything's fine in Vietnam, everything's good.
Yeah,
like it's the collusion between these two people, and you see it in Silicon Valley. Those guys retire, right, and they get recruited by who? The Pentagon.
Yep.
And the Pentagon guys retire, and they get recruited by who? Silicon Valley.
Yep. It's all play, dude. It's all the puppet master shit.
So it's about where it's coming from.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be mass resistance. There's going to be you see it in Europe already.
I have faith in the resistance of people. Like half of this country at least will resist.
Yeah. The
crazy,
fucking God-fearing half.
The God-fearing half. We got guns in Arkansas. We'll shoot your fucking passports out of the sky.
We got abortions here in California.
Oh, shit. Well, we have abortions.
Yeah, we have abortions. We will stand up. You believe in killing people.
And we're going to stab you with our coat hangers. Watch. What a nightmare.
Yeah.
I would be on the side with the guns, I think, if it comes to a civil war.
Well, for sure, because I'm just trying to be protected.
Yeah. Protect me with your guns, Daddy.
How funny is it that now, like 200 years after the first Civil War, we're on the brink of the second Civil War, and it's looking like the South is going to take it. They're much better equipped,
dude. Holy shit. Oh, man.
But it's funny because you see
crazy.
Because you go to the South, dude, and fucking black people are all strapped too. Everybody's strapped. Black people own, which I didn't even think was legal. Black people own legal guns. They're part of gun clubs, and they're part of the NRA, and dude, they're part of those militias now.
Yep.
You're like, the rules have changed,
dude. An interracial militia, there's nothing scarier than an interracial
just
militia.
Interracial marriage.
Just people who have a high level of respect for one another, regardless of race, but fucking hate the government and anybody who challenges them.
Absolutely.
You can't beat that team. I don't think the military can beat that team.
They need to make a movie about that. The first black guy to integrate the fucking NRA, to integrate
and
QAnon.
Create the sons of Sons of
Liberty?
Sons of Revenge. Yeah, the Sons of Liberty.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And like the old guard,
Incredible
the old white
story.
people are like spitting on him as he walks proudly into the meeting.
Into the firing range, takes aim, hits the target 5 times, turns around, and the white boys are like, "Damn, boy,
damn, he can shoot.
You can shoot."
Yeah,
black guy goes.
So it's basically
"Damn right,
basically Remember the Titans for trailer trash.
Yeah,
I like it.
I would love that movie.
By the way, have we cut out? I noticed your MacBook Pro cut out.
No, that's
just a screensaver.
I think that's the hour. That's the hour time once we hit an hour.
Okay,
which we have in an hour. That's pretty nice.
How long do we do? 2?
I usually do around an hour, to be honest.
Okay.
I like it like that, but we can keep going for a little bit.
I go longer just because I got stamina.
You go longer? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I go way longer.
Yeah, I'm a quick finisher.
Nice. Well, it's better to finish too quick than to take too long.
That's true.
You notice, you know, when you ever with a chick that you can't ejaculate with, it's true horror. It's true. It's scary. Nightmare.
It's nightmare fuel.
Because you're like, you want to show her that you love her and that she's hot, but you're like, your pussy's just too big. I can't nut, dude. I am not going to be able to get there. It's not gripping my penis tight enough.
What do you do? What do you do when that happens?
Fake it.
You fake it?
Yeah.
But you can tell when a guy fakes it. Like
I
physically.
have a full body spiritual orgasm.
Oh my God.
That's what I say.
That's
I said,
hilarious.
baby, it's a spirit orgasm.
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. It was a full. It disappeared.
Spirit orgasm?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Mm-hmm.
I came into the universe.
Yeah, I came into the universe.
That's pretty cool. Depending on the chick, that's pussy better.
The universe.
Physical
what I call my chick's pussy because it's expansive and never ending. Sorry.
That's to some women that would probably be more of a turn on.
Yeah,
than an actual
in LA
orgasm.
for sure.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
I take out the crystals. You know what I mean? And I really give it a good. Like,
oh man,
I pretend I'm catching the Holy Ghost.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Sure,
and I really, yeah.
You ever been to a music festival in the desert?
No.
You should go.
Yeah.
You should meet a girl. You should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, dude, you want to talk about the last remaining place to get crabs? it's fucking a chick raw at Coachella, dude. I had
I'm talking about spirit festivals.
Spirit festivals.
I'm talking about festivals called like Totality and Unison.
Right. Way.
Yeah.
Way more underground than Coachella, dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No.
Baby would be born with dreadlocks, dude. They'd be popping out babies with dreadlocks and seashells in their ears.
Yeah, the baby will be born with a full bush.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, those festivals are fun, though. I like those.
When's the last time you went to one of those?
I go to those all the time. Went to like 6 this year.
What?
Yeah.
I can see that from you.
I love it.
Do you take
I
Molly
got
and
crystals
shit?
over here, dude. I got purifiers and snake plants and shit.
You really are a West Side guy.
I am, man. I'm a dirty hippie.
Do you go? So do you? Yeah, you're a hippie with fucking Nikes.
That's true.
Slave-made Nikes in your table. I love that.
I'm a commercialized hippie.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm a Western hippie.
You're like a LeBron James. I'm marching for rights.
Hey, what do you think about LeBron's presence when it comes to social issues? What do you think about his takes on shit?
I mean, he just makes himself. It's just like all of them, right? It's just like all of the fucking all celebrities now. They just make themselves look stupid.
Yeah,
because
they think they're making themselves
because
look
he's
good.
like he's coming after Kyle Rittenhouse before he has any of the facts. But then someone's like, hey, what about your Nike empire that's made literally by 2-year-olds in China? And he's like, hey, a little shut the fuck up, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
A little discretion.
Yeah. Crazy.
That he cucked real quick. John Cena cucked even
the
faster.
John Cena thing is embarrassing, dude.
So
it's
so
like
embarrassing. I don't want to hear it.
Do you know who Inez?
I actually appreciate Michael Jordan's hey, Republicans wear Nikes too.
I now
appreciate
phenomenal.
that. I used to when I was
great.
When I was a young communist back when I was a teenager, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I hated Jordan because I'm like, oh, this guy doesn't do shit for his community. Now I'm like, that's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
He just led by example.
Yeah.
That's
he
all.
also does do tons of shit that just doesn't make the news.
Yeah, hits his wife, fucking rapes his kids, all that shit. You know?
No, people like Jordan or Kobe were very calculated with what they said and how they said it, and were very knowledgeable on things. LeBron sounds like a teenage girl who's, thinks she's a lesbian every Tuesday, and is just like tweeting shit out left and right without knowing what the fuck he's talking about. Do you know who Inez Cantor is?
No.
He plays for the
owner
Boston
of Cantor's
Celtics.
Deli?
Hilarious.
Okay.
No.
Cantor's Deli. Sorry.
Probably the opposite of that because he's a Muslim dude.
Oh, he's the Turk. He's from Turkey, right?
I don't know where he's from,
but he's
Turkey,
Muslim. And he's banned from the country. Like the government has a hit out on him.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the Turk. Yeah. That dude's very dope. Yes, he's from
I didn't
Turkey.
know that part of the story. What I know of him is he changed his last name to Freedom, so he's now Inez Freedom. And he's been
hanging out with Ron Artest, aka
Meta World Peace,
a little too much.
But he calls out Jeremy Lin for supporting Chinese communism, and he's like anti-communist, and he's pro-freedom, and he's like loves America, and he plays in the NBA, and it's phenomenal. I love what he does.
Yeah.
And then someone like LeBron, who has the opportunity to be the biggest athlete the world has ever known, and the youngest athlete billionaire, and all these other firsts. Spouting off on Twitter like a fucking woke TikToker named
like
Unicorn.
having a tantrum, like no, Taco Tuesday,
and he's
shut
not.
up.
He doesn't have
shut up.
Like have the ability, dude. You're 36, 37.
Yeah,
have the ability to vocalize your opinion based on facts.
Yeah,
and know the information you're talking about.
Yeah, like
you look like a fucking idiot.
Sit.
Same with Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
And Mark Ruffalo. Did you see what he tweeted?
I don't know.
After the Rittenhouse
I know
shit?
He's like the wildest of them all, dude.
Oh man!
He's
one of the
dudes.
One of the dudes that Kyle Rittenhouse killed was a pedophile.
Yeah.
Named Joseph Rosenbaum.
Yeah, my uncle actually.
Oh no! I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Also, congratulations for the loss.
Well, yeah,
I'm sure it goes
it's
back
wild.
to you got a lot of emotions right now.
Man, he played with my booty hole, but he fucking bought me a pass to Disneyland. I don't know.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
You know. Mark Ruffalo tweeted something anti Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm not a fan of Kyle Rittenhouse. I think he's pretty fucking dumb for going into a riot with an AR.
Sure.
But that's also not a
where
crime
the
to
parents
be dumb.
at? Where the parents at?
Dropping him off apparently.
Yeah.
Also a dumb move.
Right.
It's just objectively dumb to go to any riot with a weapon.
Yeah.
And
like he got in his mom's minivan. Like
yeah.
Drop him off at soccer practice.
Right. Or give him like a baseball bat, not an AR, you know? But anyways, one of the guys he killed had a gun too, so that guy's an idiot. It's just dumb to go to a riot with a weapon.
But sorry, what did Ruffalo
Regardless,
say?
it's not illegal to be dumb. Ruffalo tweeted something something. This is a sad day because of the outcome of this trial. # RIP JoJo.
Nice. JoJo.
Called Joseph Rosenbaum.
JoJo.
Mm-hmm. A guy who anally raped little boys. Mark Ruffalo attributed a pet name to.
Right.
Hey, Mark, you're a fucking idiot for that, dude.
Uncle JoJo.
That's so dumb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What?
And everybody knew that.
How stupid can you be?
Everybody knew at the beginning of the trial that those dudes that he killed were pedophiles because that was like the first thing that
one was a pedophile, one beat women, and the other one I don't know if it was bad, but I think survived or something. I forget.
I can't remember what the
two
other
of the three were objectively bad people, and the other one I forget.
Right. Well, we don't know what the woman beater. We don't know. Come on, let's wait for some of the facts here. You know what I mean?
Oh,
we don't know if the garlic how it was sliced. We don't know. How late it was, you know what I mean? We don't know how much he had to drink.
Is it a bruise? Is it a rash? We don't know.
Can you imagine if his lawyer was like,
God.
hey, to be fair, we don't know how drunk he was. Sure, he hit his wife. How much had he had to drink?
That's awful, dude.
But
that's so bad.
No, but it's crazy because we knew at the beginning of the trial.
I didn't know. I thought until the trial, Kyle had killed black people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe I did too.
And tons of other people did too.
But I'm saying it was a 2-week trial. So Ruffalo should have known by the end of the trial, if you have any PR people working
that
with
the
you,
guy is a pedo.
that they're white pedophiles. Like,
oh
you
my
known
God.
that.
How do you not know that?
Dude.
And you could say, oh, I never saw like the stuff I read, never had it. Hey, motherfucker, do more research. Have more knowledge about what's happening.
Because he's on a movie set, he's not on his phone, and he's got his assistant like, oh, hey, I need to send out a tweet now.
Yeah.
It's literally because it's like clockwork.
Yeah.
Whatever they know, whatever vacuum, binary political vacuum.
Yep.
They're
They
part of.
operate
They have to send a tweet out. So literally, his 22-year-old intern just is in such a, what do you call
Like
that?
a trance.
Feedback loop.
Yeah.
That
Echo chamber
that she didn't even know that this dude he killed was
an anal rapist of little boys.
An anal rapist, which is like,
That's literally
that's
what
how
the guy
you
did.
rape. You know what I mean?
That is how you
Anally.
rape. Yeah.
I guess he could have
You
raped.
raped the mouth, ear, any orifice, honestly. But regardless,
I was raped in my ear one time.
That's tight.
I should do my one-man show about getting raped in my ear.
That's
in prison.
hilarious.
I got raped in my ear.
Were you really raped in the ear in prison?
I was raped in the ear.
Do you want to tell that story? Or is it like a tough story?
Maybe for the Patreon episode.
Okay, cool. Fuck yeah. It's
It's
wild.
tough to talk about.
Is it really tough to talk about, or are you fucking with me?
I was not raped in the ear. No.
Okay.
Nor any other orifice.
Okay. That would be hilarious if you woke up and a dude's dick was just in your ear. Just like barely in there, you know what I mean?
One guy's got a towel around my neck.
'Cause in
and the
prison-
other guy's just ear fucking me.
Dude, that's a thing that might happen in prison.
He's like, spit on it. I'm like, hold on, let me get this wax a little.
Ew! What was one of the coolest experiences you had in prison?
Oh, by far the story I told about being dubbed Dirk for
from
being
playing
such
basketball?
a raw hooper.
That's cool.
Such a cool dude.
Yeah.
It was like my Rudy moment.
Was
I
that
had a bunch
was
of
that
black guys
early?
like lifting me on their shoulders
Really?
like it was a bar mitzvah.
Did you hit the
Not
game winner?
quite, but yeah, no, dude. I tell this in a joke in my act. The game was to 21, and I hit. I probably went 7 for 8.
Nice.
From behind the line, just like
Nice.
couldn't even believe it. I was just wet that day, dude.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think we went. The score was like, this was the first day I was in prison.
What?
Have I not told this story?
I think I remember that, but I forget some details. This is the first day?
First day I hit the maximum security yard, right?
Yeah.
And that's when you got to prove yourself. So I'm like, all right, I got to go either beat somebody up and probably get fucking stomped out and, killed, or you got to find something.
Is this
right?
going through your head like, fuck, is my first day on the
Yeah,
yard?
it's my first
What's
day. Of
the
course, it
emotional
feels like
experience of
being in school again. You don't know anybody, right?
yeah.
And all these cats are fucking, doing decades, doing life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking around the yard, and keep in mind, I've gone from county jail, getting in fist fights, going to the hole for months at a time, fighting my case, taking the transport buses to like the holding facility.
Mm-hmm.
This has been like a 6 or 7 month process. I'm exhausted. I'm starving. I'm pale. I'm seeing the sun for the first time in 2 months.
Yeah.
So I go out there and they see I'm past a group of black guys, hooping, right? Even in there, they're very good.
Yeah.
And Bloods versus Crips.
Was it really?
I don't know.
Oh, that'd be fucking hilarious.
So shirts versus skins. So they were one guy rolls his ankle. Like I'm just kind of like standing around watching. Some guy rolls his ankle and he hobbles off, and one of the dudes on his team sees me and he's like, "Hey, fucking, you're running with us."
Yeah.
So I go out there and I'm just like, okay, just don't embarrass yourself. Just don't take it to the hole. Just kind of hang around, play D, pass.
Don't play too hard. Don't do too much.
They kept leaving me open. So I'm like, all right. 1, wet.
Nice.
Get open again. 2, wet. I'm like, what is happening,
Now
dude?
they're starting to talk.
It was like divine intervention.
Yeah.
3, wet.
Ooh, now they know.
Dude, so now they know. But now they're screening, trying to get me open, and I just keep hitting them. And I literally went 7 for 8.
Nice.
And we won the game. I mean, I hit like, it took 8 minutes and the game was over.
Nice, dude.
And some black guy goes, and I'm not going to say the word, but he goes, "That boop plays like Dirk."
Oh my God.
This was when Dirk Nowitzki was still a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And so from there on, from that day forward,
They called you Dirk?
exclusively.
That's so cool.
The guards,
the people at the medical.
Wow.
People in the kitchen.
You had a prison nickname.
I had a prison nickname.
I feel like
Dirk.
that's a key. You gotta if you have a cool
have
nickname off the
absolutely.
jump, nobody can call you like, you know.
You can't fuck with somebody like that that's got that respect.
Yeah. You need like a cool nickname, like Worm.
Worm?
Worm is like the creepy, like sneaky dude that can like get you stuff if you need stuff, you know?
Right.
And he never really fucks with people, but he's always talking really fast because he used
Right.
to do meth, but now he can only do coffee because that's the only kind of stimulant that they have in there. So he's always like, what's good, dude? You need anything?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A worm.
That's like a cool nickname.
Yeah.
Or like, but you don't want like,
Hey, bitch.
yeah.
Not so cool.
Or like fuck toy.
There were a couple.
Hey, yo, fuck toy.
Hey, yo, cum dumpster.
Yeah. You want like an animal or like a famous person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Or like a move, like Slash.
Or like a description. Like some
Blue?
people like Stretch
Stretch.
because I'm tall and skinny. Stretch is cool.
Yeah.
Black.
Yeah.
That was a couple of black
Black.
guys were just named Black.
Hilarious.
I'm like, guys, come on, we're more creative than that.
Damn. So that kind of got you respect from the jump?
Yeah.
Nice.
And the punchline to the bit I do about it is like, from that day forward, all the other gangs wanted to rape me, kill me, fuck me. The black dudes were like, no. We need him healthy for the playoffs, okay? You fucking wait till the off season. That's the ringer.
Do you think if that hadn't happened, you would have had a tougher time in prison?
I really think so.
Like if you missed a bunch of shots in that game.
I think so, dude.
You probably would have had a tough time.
I probably would have at least like had to get into more fights. And
From that day, how long until you left prison?
6 months, about 6 months in the maximum. And then I got classed down to like a minimum, but I don't even count that as like time.
Sure, that's more like a bad apartment in LA.
Totally.
Yeah.
Better.
Shitty Wi-Fi.
Better actually.
Better.
Than
Yeah.
a shitty apartment in LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I count that. So basically a year and change of like really hard time.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what I mean? And then the next 6 months was, again, just getting ready to get out.
What kind of shoes were people wearing when they hooped?
Converse usually.
With laces?
Yeah.
Really?
They only take your laces when you go into county jail. You got laces in the joint. You know what I mean?
Oh, but it's maximum security. So I think
now you got laces.
The opposite.
They got laces.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you can order like Air Force Ones. Like once you got a lot of money on your books, they have a full like prison catalog of shoes you can order. So and you can order
real life shoes. You can
real
order?
life shoes. Yeah,
that's
you
dangerous.
can always
Somebody could rob you and fuck you up for your shoes.
Yeah, but then you're gonna go fuck them up back, or you might just get fucked up for your shoes.
Wow.
What
Damn. What else is in the prison catalog?
CDs.
Wow.
I don't know.
Probably books.
Now books. Now there's it's been 10 years now where everything's digital. They might. I don't know if they have iPods in there. I don't know if
I know they have computer labs and classrooms.
For sure. Well,
like
everybody's got illegally.
Library.
Everybody's got fucking. Everyone has a smartphone. You pay $1,000 to a guard, he'll get you a smartphone. Wow. If you watch, we could probably TikTok. Prison inmates have banging TikToks, dude.
Really?
Swear to God. Go look up like prison talk is a hashtag.
Prison talk?
Prison talk. Prison TikTok shit.
No fucking way.
Yeah, dude, it's banging in there. So you get plenty of shit like illegally in there too. You know what I mean?
My TikTok algorithm is homemade pasta and hot girls dancing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I watch videos sometimes on TikTok of dudes that used to be in the joint that are now out and they're cooking meals that they cooked in
spreads
prison.
And shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but some of them are and I'm curious what your experience with that is because I cook a bunch, but I've seen some of these dudes do the craziest shit with like a bag of chips that they crush up and they
put it in top ramen, right?
Yeah, they pour in like water, they add some bean dip or something, and then they smush it down, wrap it in plastic wrap, dry it out, cook it over a candle, and now it's a hot dog or some crazy shit. It's like a Doritos chili hot dog. You know what I mean?
Probably healthier than a real hot dog.
Probably. What was the food?
I never learned how to make spread. I'm like, I'm not going to be here long enough, God willing. Yeah. So I never learned how to make spread. I never learned how to make.
What do you mean when you say spread? What is spread?
What he's making is just broadly referred to as a spread in prison. Because you can spread it. You spread it on crackers. You spread it on your top ramen. You know what I mean? Spread it in your celly's asshole.
Yeah, nice.
Whatever you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's broadly what's called a spread. But I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to make pruno.
The fuck is pruno?
Pruno is prison hooch, prison alcohol.
Wow. Okay.
I drank some of it. Shit almost turns you blind, dude.
Really?
I'm like, I'm ready to suck some cock right now.
Does it get you drunk or like high?
It gets you it gets you delirious. It's like taking ayahuasca.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm a shaman.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I started fucking levitating, dude.
Goddamn.
Yeah. And then I drank a little too much and I had a blinding headache.
Oh my God.
And someone was like,
That's
you really
awful.
need to not drink so much of that. You will go blind.
Oh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, but I didn't know how to do any of that. I was I didn't know how to make a shank. I didn't, I really, I feel like I really missed out on the whole prison experience.
Yeah, sure. But you were Dirk. That's probably better. You
Dirk.
didn't fuck with that stuff, and you
For
stayed
sure.
a little more level-headed.
And I got in fights, and I.
What'd you get in a fight over?
Respect when you go to the first hit the county.
What's the context though? Does somebody like look at you wrong and you challenge them?
Well, when you first get to county,
bump into you?
When you first get to county, it is respect, but it's a mandatory thing, like because they don't want punks, as they're known, on the main line. Main line means general population, right? We've all heard of what general GP is. Right?
Yeah.
So if you're a punk, you have to fucking leave and go to segregation and hang out with like the child molesters and the snitches, and I don't want to be around those guys. I'd rather get my ass beat.
Define punk real quick.
So punk is like anybody who doesn't want to fight. And so as soon as you hit the fucking county, especially in really hard jails like LA County, Rikers, Chicago, these really hard fucking dangerous places. But even in Portland, it's like you got to go fight. And so I got a skinhead kept fucking trying to get me to fight and was punking me out.
To fight him?
Yeah.
Like from the day you showed up?
Yeah, exactly.
What was he saying? Like what's the first contact?
Like he would come by. I would have like a tray of food and I'd be eating, during, chow or whatever. And he would knock the tray off the fucking floor.
No way.
And chili would go everywhere.
And what did you do?
And I was just stunned, and everybody just looked at me, right? And that's where someone was like, and the two dudes sitting with me were like, you got to fight him. And then they took their trays and they turned and they walked away. They're like, we don't want to have anything to do. It's like being the kid.
We don't
want
anything to do with you until you fight.
Until you
win or
prove yourself.
lose. You just
win
have
or
to
lose.
fight.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So what
it's
happened
like
next?
being bullied in a John Hughes movie.
Damn.
It's like a 1980s Hughes movie. Dude.
So he did that. What other interactions did you have with him?
He did that. He kept. And then I think the other one was, God, what was the other interaction? I think just general shit talk to me when I'm like over at my bunk.
Little bitch.
Exactly.
Like
I think he called me like I think he just called me a punk. Punk is worse than bitch. It's worse than any of the fucking curses we know.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's like this. It's like an ethnic slur.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like fucking.
It's demeaning in there.
It's male monkey.
Yeah.
So
male monkey's top tier.
Yeah,
insult.
top tier.
So
So good.
What was the other one for white people?
Bleach demon.
Bleach
demon. It's the best thing that TikTok
That's
generation's
so funny.
invented.
All right, so he's talking shit. It's a white skinhead.
It's a white skinhead. There are no black skinheads, not yet.
That's true.
But there will be soon.
What's his build like? What's his body like?
He's a big boy. He's done some time. His name's Cameron.
Height and weight. Best guess.
6'1", 220.
Wow, that's
muscle.
me. That's me plus 40 pounds.
Exactly.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I met him in the bathroom. So he goes bathroom. Like, we're gonna do this, and everyone was like, "Yo, you gotta fucking go." Like, everybody around my bunk was like, not giving me a choice. So I'm like, okay. So it's literally, they set up fights like these initiation fights. They set them up like playground fights. Like, you don't just get to like take off and start beating somebody up in front of the guards. They're like, we're going to get a fair one. So we're going to go where there aren't any cameras. So we went in the bathroom and we just started fucking
okay, hang on.
Landing blows
I
on each other.
I need the play-by-play because I fucking love prison stuff. I told you this last time.
Yeah.
I'm super into this shit.
Yeah. You should go, dude.
Like, I want, honestly, like a dream role for me is something to do with prison so that I can actually go to prison for like a couple months and just live that life.
Like
do this type of thing.
Get 3 DUIs. Get something that's going to get you about a year and a half. You know what I mean? So let's get you 3 DUIs in 1 year. Get you sent off. Maybe you run somebody over, run over an old lady with the car.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
Maybe
I just go like punch a kid on a sidewalk.
I love that.
You know what I mean? That's quick and easy.
Quick and easy.
And then I don't have to waste any gas.
Takes care of it, dude. Yeah.
So he says, meet me in the bathroom. So he says, we're gonna fight.
Yeah.
You walk. He leaves obviously to go to the bathroom.
To go to the bathroom.
And you start walking to the bathroom.
Yep.
Do other people walk with you?
No.
Like to watch?
No. You want to? Nobody sees anything.
So nobody even watches the fight?
I mean, people watch, but they don't watch. You know what I mean?
So paint the picture. So if you're directing the scene, how would you direct this to look exactly like how it was? He's in the bathroom.
So over the shoulder.
What does the bathroom look like? Give me everything.
Bathroom. It's got like open windows, so you can actually obviously so the guards can see in, but it's like urinals, stalls. It's like a fucking public school.
Do the stalls have doors?
Stalls have doors.
Okay.
Yeah, you can close. You got some privacy on the shitter.
Is there a guard outside the bathroom at all times?
No, there's only one guard in this cell block. Okay.
Okay.
Big fat dude, $15 an hour, doesn't give a shit, right?
Yeah.
Probably on his way to prison,
Sure.
doing something. Probably babysitting for a nephew, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So Cameron, this guy's name's Cameron, by the way. Shout out to Cameron. Nice guy for
we love
a
Cameron.
neo-Nazi.
Sure.
So he said he loved him. I said nice guy. Those are two different things. Anywho, so we're over at the bunk, and he walks over. This is after about a day and a half of punking me, right?
Sure.
Knocks the tray of food over, comes by, talks shit. Oh, he fucking slapped me in the back of the head. I forgot about that. Yeah, walks by while I'm reading it on my bunk. You know, sweet little boy just trying to read his book. He walks by and just pops me in the back of the head.
So
kind of laughs.
So
you know what I mean?
Your bunk is open for people to just walk by?
Yes. So this is a whole dormitory, right?
Got it. So there's a bunch of people in there.
Yeah.
Got it.
So anyways, he comes and so he walks by. This is after lunch on day 2 when I'm in there. He goes bathroom, and just points to the bathroom and fucking turns and marches towards the bathroom. And I look at everybody and they're like, you got to go fight him, dude. So, and it's like these Russian kids too. And they're nice guys, but they're like, hey, you've got to go fight them. What do you want? What do you want? Okay.
Fuck.
My uncle got sent to gulags. You're complaining. So he's probably going to fuck you up.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I got to go. So a couple of guys start talking to the CO on duty, the corrections officer. So he's distracted. Right. So I walk into the bathroom and, I don't even wait for him to put his dukes up. Bam! I hit him with the first shot. It's a solid shot
to his head, face,
to his fucking chin, right? But he's a big boy, so he comes back with like 1, 2. I get him with a fucking right hook again because it's really all I've got, and I'm in sandals too. I'm in fucking prison sandals.
Yeah.
So they do take your shoes when you go to county jail. This is the whole stereotype you're getting about taking your shoelaces, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't even have my shoes yet. So I'm trying to fight this motherfucker basically barefoot. So we just go blow for blow. And he gets in, he obviously wins, but I stay on my feet, right? And I got in before, and the guard eventually broke it up. He eventually turned because people did give it up.
Fight?
That's what stopped the fight, and just exhaustion. But we got it in, and nobody was bleeding. Nobody was really hurt too bad. My head was puffed up. His fucking his eye was swollen, or his cheek was swollen, because that's where my second good punch landed.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just cuffed us up. He goes, "All right, cut it out," and everybody just stopped. That's how most of the fights.
Were people in the bathroom watching it happen?
Nobody was in the bathroom.
Wow. So it was true one-on-one.
It was a true one-on-one. It was getting ones. It was we call it in prison a straight up fade. So straight up fade means that's like the fairest way to do it. And so we both got on the wall, cuffed us up. It was no big deal. And we went to the hole for
Was there any type of look between you and him that was like, all right?
We ended up working together we ended up going to the same prison. And we ended up working together in the prison kitchen and being
friendly,
being cordial.
Did you ever ask him why he singled you out?
Nope.
But did you want to? Did you ever want to know?
No,
why?
I'm glad he did. Because it got it out of the way, and
it could have been somebody.
And it got me my respect. Yeah, it could have been a crazy dude with a fucking knife on him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, no.
Do you think he did it? Because if he really hated you,
I honestly think he did it because he liked me.
I think so too. It seems like he did that because he knew you needed it.
Yeah,
and maybe he felt like
he also felt like, okay, I needed it. Okay, this guy's new to the joint.
He's new,
but he's got good paperwork, right? I had a good crime. I was in there. For
you didn't
major drug
beat
trafficking.
Women. Don't they not like people who beat women and fuck with kids?
Oh,
or is it just the kids?
No, it's kids and snitching.
Kids and snitching.
It's sex crimes. We call it having a jacket.
If you rape a woman though, that's more. Then they really fucking hate you as much as
that's
a child predator.
Yes, exactly. Anything that's a sex crime is a complete no.
Okay.
And you'll be killed almost immediately in a California prison. They are so fucking serious about it, dude. I've heard
prisoners
the
are
wildest stories. Yeah. Like if you're a sex offender, you cannot live on the main line. That's why normally they send you to protective custody immediately. They completely segregate the jails.
Yeah.
In Oregon, there's a lot of mixing, and so you see a lot of dudes get their ass beat.
Yeah. So this guy. So that
and snitching. Both of those things will get you fucked up and or killed.
And people pretty much know everybody's paperwork and background.
That's what's wild, dude. The first day that I got to prison, the gangs already had seen my file.
Wow.
I'm like, how are you getting access to this shit?
Now this is a white Nazi looking guy.
Yeah.
And you know that for sure. Did he have like Nazi tattoos?
I mean, completely shaved head. I don't know that he actually had a swastika tattoo. I might be making.
Do you know his background? What he did?
He was in there. I think all these guys it's all meth crimes, dude. It's literally all. Especially white dudes, they're all meth crimes.
And then attached to that is like armed robbery.
I think he'd stolen a car or something like that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
He wasn't doing big time. He was maybe doing 3 years, but the guy, he was doing life on the installment plan. Yeah, as we used to say. Like the guy had just been in and out. Now
what? Okay, what if the guard had not broken up the fight and you?
Eventually we would have, because we were both sweating, sucking fucking canal water at that point. We were all tired.
So you were both super fucking tired.
Yeah.
And do you think if the guard hadn't broken it up, it would have been like, yo,
definitely,
all right, and
we might have had another
some type of like,
it would have just been it wouldn't have been a handshake. It would have been like
a nod, and
would have been a nod, and
you
then
both kind of walk out of there.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, the psychology of that is wild.
Yeah,
and because he easily could have had a shank or a knife.
Yeah.
You had no idea walking into that what you were gonna face.
And my buddy, you
didn't know why he chose
the guy was just like, go. It'll be worse if you don't. And I'm like, okay. And I figured too, I knew this guy was also new. He was new to the county, just like me. Like we were on the same chain gang together. So I'm like, the odds of him already having a fucking an outfit or a blade, as we called it, or a burner, those are all the names for.
So he was in there. Wait, he was in there as long as you were?
Exactly.
Oh, so he probably hadn't been in a fight yet.
That's what I'm saying. He hadn't been in a fight, and also the odds of him having a shank already were low.
Dude,
so I'm like, okay,
this fucking guy is smart, dude. You got to find this guy. Do you remember his name or anything?
Cameron, but I don't remember his last name.
But you remember the jail and the
Cameron
time.
Haynes. He's been on Joe Rogan's podcast a
lot. That's drink 4 for the second mention of Joe Rogan. Dude, okay. This guy, I will challenge you to find this guy at some point. I would love to talk to this guy.
Fuck, there's no way I'm gonna remember his last name.
But you can find it if you get a PI that is worth his salt, and you get that, you tell that guy
that's
the
what I'm
place
gonna put my resources
and the time
towards.
you make a couple grand, you find a PI, you make the money on Patreon, and then you have him on the podcast. Because think about it, this guy was in there the same time you were. He hadn't been in a fight yet.
No,
but he probably knew that this needed to happen.
He knew what time it was. Definitely,
he's not going to challenge somebody that's already been in there,
right?
Because that person would have fucked him up.
Yeah,
he needs somebody new.
Yeah,
he sees you as probably an equal in competition because you're taller.
Sure,
you're not
sure.
super muscular.
He's like, because it won't look like he knows that he's probably gonna win, but he knows I'm not gonna get destroyed. Like,
he's not like punching
I'm skinny,
down,
but I'm tall. Exactly,
which he could have gotten shit for if he had chosen the smallest, weakest guy.
Nobody respects like a straight up beatdown, unless the guy, of course, is one of those taboo groups, right?
Right.
But that usually happens when you go to prison.
Yeah,
so his gang will be like, you're celled up with a fucking child molester. Are you going to handle it?
Right,
or
right.
are we going to handle it?
Right.
And if you don't handle it,
then we're
going to handle
you.
him, and we're going to handle you. Exactly.
Wow.
So, but and county jail is just constant fighting.
Did you ever fight anyone else after that? After that first fight?
In prison.
In prison. And was that a bad one?
Some dude ran in my cell.
What do you mean ran in your cell?
That's how we do it in prison.
They run in and start fighting?
It was this guy, this like lanky black kid, didn't actually hate him.
Why did he come after you?
Because we kept getting in beefs on the basketball court.
No way. Yeah. Oh man.
Exactly. Yeah. So that really felt like a schoolyard fight.
Fuck.
And I'm like Curtis.
I'd get in so many fights, dude.
And it was, you know how it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, remember
man.
Basketball? Like,
because I don't like. I talk shit back heavy.
Of course.
I speak up.
Yeah. And
if
so
somebody comes
this
after
kid
me.
was like, he was like a 20-year-old skinny, self-conscious black guy trying to prove himself, trying to like pick on the white dude. And I'm like, Curtis, you're gonna get fucked up. His name was Curtis. I'm like, you're gonna get fucked up.
Yeah.
He's like, well, all right, man. We'll fucking cell movement, line movement. We called it. I'm running in your cell, and I was like, perfect. And so he ran in my cell, and I'm like, boom, and fucking dropped him, hit him in the fucking head, side of the head, fucking 3-4 times. And then I'm like, get the fuck up, and shoved him out of the cell. And then we went to the basketball court.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was it. No trouble. No.
That was it. But he was fucked up. You could tell that he had been, fucked up.
And
so
he never came at you again.
No.
Did he shit talk you on the court after that?
Nope.
Wow. Nice.
No. It's like, I get what he was trying to do. Like, he's trying to prove himself with,
Yeah.
a white guy. He didn't want to be, but I didn't do anything to him. So I'm like, I'm gonna get my ones.
Yeah.
you know?
Damn,
Yeah.
dude, that initial fight.
But I've seen some
so
crazy
cool,
fights. Go buy the book, Days of the Trap. You'll hear about like I've seen dudes. I saw. We used to call them trannies back in the day. We called, but in the parlance,
The golden era
which
of
is
transphobia.
We called them freaks. But now I saw an ally, a trans woman, beat the shit, almost like beat this dude to like a bloody, like it was brutal.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's because again, it was a trans. I guess he was a dude transitioning to a woman, but he never got the surgery completed because he went to prison he's doing life for killing a cop. His name's Apple, and this Crip dude didn't want Apple walking the yard and ran into Apple's cell, and Apple was a Golden Glove boxing champion in the Oregon State prison system. Yeah. And bro, his shit looked like Neo in the Matrix. Like the Crip dude was like begging for help, and he was just getting pulled back into his Apple's cell.
Jesus.
They wheeled the guy out on a fucking gurney.
Holy shit.
So yeah, I don't like glorifying that kind of shit, but there's seen some crazy shit.
Yeah.
But wasn't involved in most of it.
Everybody go buy the book. We're going to wrap it up.
Cool.
Days of the Trap.
Days of the Trap on
Available
Amazon.
on Amazon.
You can go to my website, Johnny Mitchell Comedy. The links to that.
It's a phenomenal book.
Thank you.
And we'll do this again because this is always fun as fuck.
So
dude.
fun coming in here, dude.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
dude.
you.
Love the space. I love you.
Thanks,
and,
bro.
And
follow Johnny at Mr. Johnny Mitchell.
At Mr. Johnny Mitchell on Instagram. All my dates and
Podcasts.
videos. Podcast is the Johnny Mitchell Show. It's all over the internet.
We love it.
Yeah, man.
You bleach demon.
Fucking
male
monkey
dude.
motherfucker.
Love it. All right, see you guys.
Peace.
And that's it. Go buy Johnny's book, Days of the Trap on Amazon. Johnny Mitchell, check him out. Watch his podcast. And buy some Magnesium Breakthrough from Bioptimizers. Magnesiumbreakthrough.com/Brent Pella. Go tell someone you love them. Give someone a hug and drink more water. See you guys.